Hey everybody, Backcountry Exposure here to bring you another review. Today I have the Beretta Nano, and this actually was the first firearm that I purchased when I decided that I wanted to start carrying a concealed weapon. So before we begin, let's do a safety check, make sure that we are safe, no rounds in the magazine, chamber is empty, good to go. So, when I purchased this gun, I had spent a full day in the range with a good friend of mine shooting several different guns. I shot some Glocks, I shot SIGs, I shot other Berettas and an H&K, and ultimately when I was moving more towards the single stack side of the spectrum, this is the gun that I came to. It was the most comfortable to shoot, in my opinion, for me, of the 9mm caliber, and there were a lot of things that I liked about this, and some things that I've learned after I've had the gun that have been pretty frustrating with it, but it resulted in a really good customer service experience from Beretta that I'll share here in just a minute. This gun is a single stack 9mm, and it does not have any external slide locks or safeties. It's one of those design things that Beretta put on the gun so that you don't have to worry about the gun getting caught on clothing as you draw the gun and such things like that. The gun is about under 6 inches in length, and it's just under an inch in width, which makes concealing the gun really, really simple. However, the gun is heavy. Loaded, the gun is just about 20 ounces. And for a small guy like me, that's a heavy gun to carry around. So I've stopped carrying this gun for that reason until I either come up with a different holster that I want to use for it or another way to carry the gun. But it's been replaced with my car CW380 at this point until I can get used to carrying something that's that heavy on my belt. So the gun does come with 2 magazines, the flush fitting that you see here, and then an extended magazine. So this is an 8 round and the flush is 6 rounds. So my first range experience with this gun was actually really positive. There were a few break-in things that I had malfunctions with, as far as there were a couple stovepipes and a couple failure to ejects. Most of those were from some reloads that I was shooting that I got from my local gun shop, but to me at that point it was my first gun and I wasn't too concerned about it. I just thought it was one of those things that happened. Now as I've shot it more and more, I've found specific types of ammo that shoot better and they feed better and eject better than other types of rounds, and I've stopped shooting reloads in this just so that I can be certain of its reliability. So my second range experience actually was very negative. One of the features of this gun is the fact that you can remove the sights on the gun with an Allen key. There are some set screws in here that hold the sight in place, and you can actually replace it with night sights on your own or whatever you want to replace them with without having to go to a gunsmith. And that to me was a really cool thing, because I'm like, oh well, I want to get night sights a little bit later and not have to pay to have somebody install them for me. But this feature became a frustration for me as it was a week old, and I went back to the range, shot the gun again, and as I was shooting, this screw here that's inside of the back sight actually came loose from, I would imagine, just the force of the gun firing, and it actually fell out and I lost it. The front sight screw had also almost fallen out, and the other screw on this side also came loose but had not fallen out, but the sight completely fell off of the gun, and I pulled it up to shoot and there was no sight, and I freaked out. was like, where's my sight? What's going on? Unloaded the gun, and I put it down, and I went searching for screws, and I couldn't find anything. So at that point, I packed up, super frustrated, wondering why in the world would I get sent a gun or purchase a gun that would have things fall apart on it. So I called Beretta, and it took me a couple days to actually get a hold of them because I had called over a holiday. But when I talked to the guy, I said, look, the screw came out, is this a normal thing? And he goes, no, they're supposed to be tightened when you purchase the gun, and so what I'll do is just send you some new screws, and what's your address? So I gave him my address. A couple days later, I had a baggie in an envelope with an Allen wrench and 3 extra screws. So there's 2 here because one went back into the one that I lost, and was able to actually get the gun sighted in without having any issues with that. So it was really nice to get that screw from Beretta, and they didn't charge me for it, which was nice. Otherwise, the gun is great. It shoots really nice. It's comfortable to shoot, and especially with the extended magazine, it makes the range experience even better. So those are my thoughts on the gun. It's a great gun. I paid $400 for it, and I love to shoot it. Just I don't carry it as often as I did when I first purchased the gun. So leave your comments, subscribe, and we'll be sharing more reviews of different guns in other videos as time goes by. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you later.